Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the first match of the Women's Sevens that we are covering for the Cape Town Sevens World Cup. It's going to be an exciting game. Fiji, this is their first chance to show everyone in this World Cup what they can do and whether or not they are a top contender. They will be up against Japan, side we haven't seen a huge amount of recently, but who can still be dangerous when they do manage to get it right. But for Fiji, in the starting lineup, it is going to be Baleki, Davaya, Nagasau, Alunasau. She has been brilliant throughout all of 2022. I don't see this game being any different. So Riwai and then also Donu there. Then for Japan, it is Nakamura, then Hajiki. Hopefully I've said that correctly. Otaki, Hirano, Atani, Hara, and Suda. So for this game, I think a lot of people are expecting to see maybe around a 40-point win for the Fijians and also Panthers for the win. I did see that they are now leading, and also why did you stop the NRL? Pretty much we were doing that live stream with me and George, and then George was going to be leaving at halftime. So instead, we decided we'd pop over, do some of the sevens, and also keep you guys updated on what the score is for throughout the match. We didn't actually see you there, Xavier. I was wondering whereabouts you were at. And also, I'm doing cricket live tomorrow for the live stream, says Brandon. Yeah, the cricket test match going to be back in, and Lee says, you're an old man. Hamish says Lee, or sorry, that was Ollie. Probably am. I feel like an old man at times, depending on how many hours I do sit in this chair. Your posture is important, kids. Be sure to not take it for granted. But these two sides about to make their way out onto the park. Fiji and Japan. Going to be epic. See who is able to get themselves the victory in this one. I believe it should be Japan, but you just can never tell in a game of sevens. We haven't really seen a huge amount of upsets as of yet in the competition. I would say the biggest upset was probably Chile being able to beat Germany. I know Germany was supposed to win in the men's department, but instead now Chile booked themselves a spot going head-to-head with the South Africans. But like I mentioned, Baleki in that starting lineup, Alunasau, I'm expecting her to be able to probably score the first try of the game. Whereas if it's a Japanese player, I would go their captain, Hirano. I think she is going to be one of the keys. So yeah, hopefully it is going to be a high-scoring contest between these two sides. Cape Town looking like it's turning up absolutely brilliantly, and Ollie Goodman. And there says Reid, Ben Breakspear going to be in charge of this game. The Welsh referee, it is awesome by the Sevens, Self Hurnell. That's awesome by the Sevens, Self Hurnell. Self here now. I've just worked it out because you're actually at the ground, aren't you, Jan Lou Brand? We'll have to look around for you. Do you know whereabouts you're sitting compared to where we are watching from in terms of the camera angle? Do let me know. But now Fiji about to kick off this matchup. It's going to be kicked relatively short. Fiji trying to retain. I believe there might have been a little knock on there. No, they do say it's play on for now. Alunasau now fires it back. Fiji, they want to have a majority of the possession throughout this first half to really put the pressure on this Japanese side. It's a nice run forward from Riwai. Going backwards now. It does seem like they're just looking to find that gap. Nice tackle made by Nakamura for Japan. Riwai plays half. Going across now for the Fijiana woman. Riwai one more. Nice bit of a step there. Flicked out the back. And just like that, going through, it will be Davaya, who is able to score the very first try of the match. Now, that did not take very long at all for the Fijians, and it is none other than, in fact, sorry, that's Baleki who was able to score. I know the Fiji men will deliver, but the women are no slouches either. Exactly right. They really showed up when it came into that Tokyo 2020 games. No one expected them to get a medal, but the fact that they were able to get themselves one was just absolutely awesome. The team has such a team culture, which is exactly what you need. And now they got themselves a 7-0 lead up against the Japanese. And also it is very high up by the polls where I'm sitting. And what's the score for the Panthers? Hamish, I have got it in another tab just to keep you guys updated. It is 13 points to the Penrith Panthers, 8 to Parramatta. So I believe there has been one other try scored since we did stop our live stream at halftime. Now going forward nicely. Japan going to get their first proper carry of the match. It is Hirano. Did have that one. Currently 35 metres out from their own line. They need to be able to fire back early. Fiji, they are a side that play with momentum. And when you give them too much of it, they can make you pay time after time. Nice ball from Alunasau. Now on the outside. Nice work here from Fiji. Donu, big shunt off. Down the wing now, just showing off some of that Fijian strength. It was Naimasi using the footwork as well, and she scores. And what is your next live stream? What time? So I believe the next one that we are doing is at about 12:30 a.m. New Zealand time, and that will be for Ireland taking on England. And then after that, I believe we've got one game off, and then we're back in for Samoa versus USA, and Eels coming on strong, not going to lie, and Panthers winning this year. And also we have got their German Roasters, Kingy Toto, and I know the I'm saying about 5 at once, wasn't I? When do New Zealand play, says Brandon? They are going to be playing at 2 a.m. New Zealand time, or if you're looking for the women's game, they are going to be playing at about 3:30 a.m. up against Colombia. So that is their next match that is going to be coming up, but middle of the night time for us Kiwis for that one. And also I've got a hot chocolate with me, says Harry and Lux. So depending on the weather, maybe a very good thing to have for this day. I know that you're up north, aren't you? So probably maybe not the warmest at the moment. It will be actually late in the evening almost. I'm not wrong. That's going to be the penalty now to Fiji. They are sitting with a 12-0 lead now over the Japanese. Starting it very nicely. I believe Fiji, they'll be going for the quick tap. They want to keep this ball alive and keep it moving and grooving for Fijiana. It's interesting, the Rugby Sevens World Cup's website doesn't actually have the updated teams for this match by the looks of it, which is interesting, whereas my app does. So it's a bit of a weird one. Southwest England, says Harry and Luck now. Nice back line. Going to be Riwai. Goes to Donu. One more offload back up to Riwai. Looking for the corner. Nice step on the inside. Couple missed tackles from Japan. And it will be another try for Naimasi this time. And Fiji women is just dominating. They certainly are now. If I'm not wrong, I'm going to have a quick look and see who they play. So this is the round of 16 currently. So their quarterfinal, it will be, I'm just going to make sure. So their match 6. So whoever wins this game, which at the moment it is Fiji, they will be facing off against the winner of match 3, which is going to be South Africa versus France. Okay, so we might actually see Fiji versus France maybe as a quarterfinal fixture in the women's department. That's going to hit the post and bounce away, so the score will remain 17-0 in favour of the Fijiana side. So their coach, it's hard to tell how happy he is. He is wearing sunglasses. Not much of a smile. He kind of looks like he could be the bodyguard of the team as well. It's very serious. 10 metres. That one has just travelled, and now Fiji will be able to retain that ball once again. They are just dominating the position. Naimasi out on the wing. Can she get herself the hat-trick? Instead, offloads it up. Not quite. Nangasau able to find that offload that she would have been after. Now, Eluni Sao, nice inside ball. Fiji 40 metres out. Another offload made by Baleki, the first try scorer of the match. Nice work. Now another offload. The VAR goes wide. Fiji cut in nicely. Beautiful offload. One more on the inside, and it's going to be Donu this time, who does run in another try for the Fijiana women's side. They are already sitting in the 20-point margin, and we are still in the first half. This is very impressive, and Premier League football is postponed due to the death of the Queen, says Harry and Luck. It is indeed. Although the Gallagher Premiership, from what I've heard, that is still going ahead, isn't it? Which is interesting, seeing as the games are taking place in England as well. Donu pretty happy to be able to score that one, I would think. Got a bit of a smile on the face. That kick's gone away to the right, so that will not make the kicker happy. But she is getting plenty of attempts throughout this matchup due to how many times the Fijiana side have been able to score. But Japan really aren't able to get themselves into this contest yet. They've had the ball maybe 3 times, which is very hard to win a game of sevens, definitely when your opposition have scored 4 times. Kicked off. That one has not gone the 10, so this will be Japan's ball. Now on the halfway line, a little bit of possession for them before the end of the first half. 1 minute left, and also I'm still trying to understand the knockout effect format here, where it's either win or go home, literally compared to the old format. See, Semi-Sozi here. It's very confusing with the way that it's set out. So pretty much as soon as you lose, you're out of the running for the gold, silver, and bronze, but you can still go far in the competition, I believe. You can still kind of at the playoffs for about 8th place onwards, I think. But yeah, the competition's very confused. I'm confused at why they haven't gone with just pool stages. That would be a lot easier. Because in a way, the round of 16 for the men, the team that played in the round of 16 and got the win is actually, I guess you could say, the team who's had a little bit more game time. Possibly a bit of an advantage there. We'll have to wait and see how it does play out. Cricket tomorrow, I'm going to put over for my Get Updated. So here's Brendan there. So I believe they have got the cricket tomorrow. Nice run once again down the wing from Naimasi. It's a little knock on the ground, though. That is right on the siren. So that will be halftime between Fiji and Japan. Sitting 22 points, 2-0. The cricket is cancelled tomorrow. So is that tomorrow English time or tomorrow New Zealand time? Because I guess that would be maybe Sunday that it's coming back for you guys in England, or is that Saturday? Do let me know. But yeah, it's quite confusing with the Gallagher Premiership that they are still going ahead with it. I haven't heard any news that it's been cancelled anyway. I'll just have a quick look and see if anything has been updated. Yeah, at the moment, no, it seems like Gallagher Premiership is all still going ahead. There's really been hardly Premiership game cancelled following Queen's passing. Just one game, though, I believe that is. I'll have a look and see what ruck.co.uk has got. English tomorrow. It must be the large number of team, unsurprisingly, due to the new World Cup Sevens format, says it Semi Souza. So the match between Saracens and Northampton Saints has been postponed. As the Premier Rugby Cup. Oh, the Premier Rugby Cup opener. So that's actually not the Gallagher Premiership. That's the separate competition. Okay, so that's not it. And I must admit that NRL game was boring, says David the Mod. It wasn't the final I was expecting. I think a lot of people would agree. Currently, Panthers look like they're starting to ramp it up a little bit more. 23 points to 8 now. They do find themselves up. But yeah, when George left at halftime, I knew that second half, if I was doing it by myself, was going to be quite a long one. I felt so. I decided, why not do a little bit of sevens, also keep you guys updated with what's happening in that game, and just enjoy the fast pace of the Sevens World Cup. And also Panthers taking it easy. And in other sports, or other new sports postponements are plenty in the UK due to the Queen's passing, and cricket on tomorrow night, Amish, and English tomorrow. Says Harry and Luck. It's going to be Japan kicking off this one now for the second half. They were yet to get themselves over the try line in the first. Can the second possibly turn it around for them? It's going to be taken nicely by Nangasau, the captain of the Fijiana women's team, who want to go all the way and get themselves the gold. I wonder whether or not that will be possible. And also, Panthers look like they're rebuilding, says Prod Bailey Bay. Hopefully I've said that correctly. There, but now nice run. Good offload from Balecki. Sits up for Naimasi. She's going to be hard to stop when she gets the strike going. She goes in, and it's going to be another try for the Fijians. We have got the outside. There being no sports at all in the Commonwealth countries during the days around to get funeral, says David the Mod. And there, so yeah, it's interesting that Gallagher Premiership, like, I assume that, like I've mentioned, the Premiership Cup's gone, which makes sense, I guess, because it was going to be on today. The game tomorrow morning still taking place. I assume if there's any update, maybe those games on Saturday might get changed, but I hope they don't. At the end of the day, if they're going to do some of the games, you might as well do them all, or else then it just confuses things for the upcoming weeks. But that is going to be another conversion successful for the Fijians. They want to bring up the 50 here, and they're sitting on 29-0. Commonwealth will have their hands full observing the Queen's passing in their own way, says Semi Souza. Nicely taken inside of the 22 by Japan now. Another attacking opportunity. Rare for Japan. I should mention that they haven't had too many chances, but they do still look like they've got plenty of fight in them. I'm just going to have a quick look, see the next game. I believe the next game is going to be another women's matchup. That is going to be just a little bit later on to work out who's playing in the quarterfinals. It is week 1 of the Premiership. It certainly is. So the Panthers 25 points to 8 up at the moment. The next game for the men is taking place in 1 hour and 9 minutes in week 7 of the Premier League, says Harry. But the next game for the women's, it is going to be taking place at 12:16 a.m. That is England versus Spain. Actually, no, sorry. There's another game before that. That is Ireland versus Brazil. Now, Fiji, once again, have got this ball in a great attacking position. Couple cells of the dummy from Riwai. Off now to, I believe it is going to be Boleki. She is a tough woman to get down when she starts striding. Now back across. It seems like Fiji are in no hurry here. They know that they've got the points on the board. Now nice work. Going to be a nice run from Devaya. She goes through. All they need is that 1/2 chance, and they make their way over the line. The only levels can compare Fiji women's is New Zealand, England, USA, Canada, and Australia, says Kingi To'o. Devaya, she has got her first, of the Rugby World Cup 2022 competition. The offload was great. Japan, they've just had a few too many missed tackles. I think that has been costing them big time throughout this match. They'll be a bit disappointed because normally they're not too bad with the tackling side of things in the early stages of a game, but then as the fatigue starts to set in, that is when we're seeing Japan start to fade just a little bit more. But that was Kajiki who did miss that last tackle for the Japanese. Fiji now sitting 36-0. 2 converted tries will get them their 50 points, which would be extremely impressive at this point of the competition, because at the end of the day, this is their first game in action since the Commonwealth Games. So it's been quite some time. Japan have this one deep inside of their own half. They almost just have to put that one down. In fact, she decides that she will place it. Interesting tactic there for Japan. Okuruda decided that she did want to put it down rather than go and attacking, try and get out of that in-goal area. Like they're saying, Fiji at the moment, they are looking like a different level over the Japanese. So next game is going to be up against either South Africa or France. Should be a good game, that one, and hopefully Fijiana can make it a little bit further. I have a soft spot for Fiji. After watching them in the Tokyo Olympics, seeing how much passion they put into their performances and how much they wanted it for their country, you can't help but take a little bit of a liking for the Fijiana side. Beautiful pass, just short of the line now. It is going to be in the hands of Donu. She's just striding, and she's dropped the ball forward. Got a little bit unfortunate there, but I think Japan might be a little bit intimidated by the size of this Fijiana women's team. They have got a lot more than the Fijians, than the Japanese side. Now, nice ball, almost available. Well, that was here. Hairano. I haven't really done too many Japanese games, so I'm not the best with the names, remembering who each and every single player is. Now back across. Starting to look all right for Japan, just inside of their own 22. Couple cells of the dummy, trying to break their way forward, although it looked like Fiji for half a second could have got the turnover, but they do leave it. Instead, now back across. Nice step from Japan. Good ball retention here. It seems like Fiji aren't being overly aggressive in the way that they try and get that ball, though. They are just waiting for the mistake. Haira goes on the outside now to Nakamura. Very close to the touchline. It comes out the back. Once again, Japan, they have gone about 5 or 10 meters backwards in their last 5 phases. Now looking for the wide offload. It's going to sit up. That was high from Fiji, but now it's going to be a good run for brilliant work. And she is still going. Saigusa. Can she get over the line? I think her legs are going to give out. She sells the dummy, and her teammate says, you go all the way. Keep running. She finds the offload. That is a try and a half from Japan. And it will be none other than the captain, Hairano, who has been able to score the try. That is a win in its own right for Japan, to be able to get over the line up against a tough side like Fiji. That will build their confidence up. But it was a brilliant run in the end. It looked like she wanted to stop running. She wanted to pass the ball to her skipper, but instead, the skipper said, you keep going for the corner, drawing the defender, which was Riwai, and then the offload was. And Hamish, my guy, how's it? It's been almost a week. Season Cossie, so welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing extremely well, mate. And hope you are excited for this Cape Town Sevens. And Fiji should give Japan a chance to score. Well, they just did it. And you'd have to say it wasn't even a chance that Fiji created. Japan created that all by themselves. Was brilliant with the women. So good. The Fiji under 15s are a team to watch in the Women's World Cup this year. And that is just around the corner as well, isn't it? Oh, okay. Japan took too long to take the kickoff. So now Fiji have been able to take the quick tap on the halfway line. Now going back, it's going to be a push against Fijiana, and Japan get themselves the penalty. If you play 15s for Australia, does that mean you can only play for the Sevens, or can you play for another nation? Oh, I see what you're saying. So if you were an Australian, can you only play for Australia's national Sevens, or can you, like, let's say Taniela Tupou, for instance, not that this is the example, but could he play for Sevens for Tonga, I guess you're saying? It's a good question, because I know that Fekitoa initially was going to be playing some Sevens so that he could then qualify to play for the international Tongan team. So I think you do have to play for the same country as your union career. But Fekitoa, because he was going to play Sevens for Tonga because of that long layoff for New Zealand, he was going to be able to switch. So maybe it is a little bit of a loophole in there if you're willing to take that extra little bit of time to play some Sevens for the country which you do feel best suits you, I guess, where you were from or where your parents were from. It's going to be Japan's penalty. Nice work over the ball. I believe that was, I'm going to have to read this name out, Mizutani. Was another knock on from Japan. The ball has gone down. It looks like there's going to be a foot race here. Fiji, one last try could be on the cards. No, it's a knock on. And I'm excited. Too bad. Going to get time off to go down to Cape Town to watch the Sevens Rugby. And yeah, there's some big matches coming up. The next game that we are going to be covering is England versus Ireland. That kicks off in about an hour's time. We're going to get those all scheduled before midnight in New Zealand time so that you guys know exactly which games we are going live for. But thank you all very much for being here. Hope you did enjoy the commentary. We have got more women's sevens coming up later on tonight. I believe we're doing New Zealand versus Colombia. And then alongside that, later on, France versus South Africa. So still a couple more women's games just around the corner, as well as the men's 16 or round of 16 playoffs. And Xavier, you have to play for one nation. You can't switch. Says Nkosi down by, says Harry in there as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, sure leave a like and subscribe like I mentioned. And I will see you all for the next one.